Đại đấu phòng điện. No shit! Okay, got it though. It's still world record. Holy shit! Still world record. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? Let's go! Let's go! 560. Wait, let me check coordinates. Let me just double check the maths on that. After minus 10 because the x coordinate was at 10ish. But holy shit! Holy shit, we actually got it. Maybe once I get my Discord account back, I could ask Toons. Or maybe Toons, Sunny, or Big K can answer that question for me. Or Cole. Cole is also another candidate. I don't think Rolls is actually active on We Play Tanks. I don't think. Ah, damn it. Hey, 6452. 6452. Nice. Yeah. Right. Okay, so we don't first try it this time. That's to be expected. I got really lucky last stream because last stream it only took one attempt to get world record. It only took one attempt. Hey, at least I don't have to bring too much context aside of it. Or maybe I do, I don't know. By the way, you can, yeah, technically you can speedrun this category if you want, but that would mean just having to just be basically making use of the sprint coverage that you get with the block. But that's very risky, especially when you can fall short or you just walk off because you sprinted on that block for too long. But yeah, you can go slowly. Actually, I'll try. I'll try it, but that's like a risky strat still. Let's see how fast we can do it. Actually, if I could incorporate the soft tap that I do in us. Maybe that might be viable to do the speed strat. Sure, it's more risky still, but at least I'm wasting less stamina from going faster. Oh my gosh, I thought that was a skeleton for a sec, but I forgot when peaceful, so those won't spawn. Llamas are scary still because if you accidentally punch one, they'll go for you for end on end, and they might shoot you by accident, which would make your run completely invalid. Are you guys enjoying this? Is this fun? What if I just start trying to cause people to have like an identity crisis just from watching this? Make them wonder why they're watching this. What's the meaning of this if it's gonna end eventually? What is our significance if everything will end without a trace? I feel like this is I'm going significantly faster with this strat. Like there is a difference. Like I feel like there is a difference on what I'm doing. If this is the case, I could probably make the 10k run less than 1 hour and 40 minutes. But I would have to continue with this pace for, as you say, around about 1 hour and 40 minutes or less. Yeah, at least everyone's eyes is not aching from it being a non-dynamic FOV. That was a mistake that I made yesterday. I hope whenever I'm doing the commentary this time around, my throat doesn't tighten too much, and also don't get like teary-eyed from looking at the screen, or having a runny nose. That also did happen. Like I can bet that probably whoever encounters this video at some point will drive themselves mad through this. I don't expect everyone to watch through the entire run, although I have seen crazier. Actually, to be fair, with all the Mr. Beast challenges that's been happening, maybe that might not be too much of a surprise anymore. In fact, probably Technoblade's video on the potato wall sealed it for me first. Imagine if there was like a Mr. Beast challenge for jumping. Can you imagine how much money people can get? Like that would be like an instant paycheck for some of the top guys like TNT Aeon and Pumpkin Riff. We should like imagine like having a competition, Mr. Beast competition on jumping. Whoever can jump the longest wins how many jumps everyone did combined. So that can be a lot if you think about it. I would say the average people will last will be like 3,000 ish if you're like top runner. Actually, well, 1,500 to 2,000. That'd be average for some of the top. By the way, pretty much no one knows I exist right now, and I've just taken the world record from them all those months back. People don't know I exist. Actually, to be fair though, I'm not running this category that often. I did it for like about 4 days, and then did it 2 days this week. Actually, no, well, depends what you define as the start of the week. Do you say the start of the week to be Sunday, or do you set the start of the week to be Monday? Honestly, I think I like for my like Google Calendar's sake, it starts on Sunday, but like work-wise, it would be Monday is when my week starts. But for the Google Calendar, it started on Sunday. Got quite a bit of like annual leave and study leave in the month of November. In fact, actually, probably December's the most amount of leave that I'll have. So I've got about 5 study day leave and pretty much the Christmas to be mixed with study leave and annual leave. So I'll be studying 20th and 24th. I'll dedicate those days to studying. Although likely chances I'll probably have to dedicate more of my annual days to studying as well. It's also been hard to predict why I wanted to book my annual leave and study leave, because I kind of wanted to base my leave off of like coursework dates, but they haven't released yet. Like there's like a approximation of which week it's gonna be, but I can't plan the exact date. So hopefully I picked right. That's the hope that I have. But you cannot always predict everything. Yeah, I still haven't quite gotten that technique down. There's some glimmers to the speedrun strat that I was going for and talked about, but there's other times where it's just too high, and it's back to normal, consistent jumping. I wish there was a way to make this category significantly faster. But on top of my mind, I don't really. Also, I heard there's a triple jump record, which is like 2k-ish. I'm not sure if that's true now. I probably will have to attempt it during the Christmas holidays because I would have to make it manually. For me, I have to make this manually to create this exact pattern, because I don't use World Edit, and I'm currently using the vanilla version of this. Trying to adjust my posture every now and then so my body doesn't get too stiff. everybody is ready. Haha, Reggie. It's nice that he got his chair. The ergonomics. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay, got it. got it, still got it. Alright, that was... Okay, we're fine now. But anyway, as I was saying with the ergonomics of the chair of Reggie, it's nice that he finally has like a chair of supreme status or premium status. After all he's done for Nintendo to get to where it is right now, it's incredible. It's brilliant. Definitely not a feat to be taken lightly. There's no it's been 14 minutes yet, right? Because I feel like we've approached this goal so much sooner than before. Oh, I guess I nearly overshot. It's actually a lot harder to do it with F3 because especially with the tablet, you really have to keep your hand still. With the mouse, you could probably just leave it and do micro adjustments every now and then, but this is slightly harder when you don't have F3 because you don't have the three lines, the red, blue, the R and the RGB lines representing the 3 axis. Which is not great. Oh my goodness. It's kind of harder to make those micro adjustments real. Nintendo Wii is in, another Nintendo Wii is in the cards, so I could do the Pro mod and Masters mod. I will not go into depth this stream about it because I went into so much depth last stream about it during the one attempt. I still haven't uploaded it in case this ages poorly. I'm gonna have to end up uploading both anyway, if I have to be quite frank. Because if this doesn't make sense, then I probably will have to upload the last one. Nintendo Switch, I'm now kind of debating it, mainly because of the online. I kind of want to play Tetris 99 and some of the other Mario Kart 8, be another. Mario Odyssey would be cool too. That would be another Mario game to complete in the cards. Okay, load the thing down so it's not hurting my wrists so much. Yeah, that's another game that I could try 100%. I don't know what happened to me trying to beat Mario Galaxy or Super Mario Galaxy 2 deathless up until 120 star. I kind of just forgot about it when I got this new setup. In fact, I haven't actually played any Wii games since I got this setup. It's been 6 months. Actually, probably no, 6 months. 6 months because I started with this setup on the 21st/22nd of April. Why I say slash is probably because I went over midnight that day. So between those 2 dates, that was my first stream with that setup. But here, this sort of layout right now is like a combination with my ultimate setup equipment with the old budget setup layout. But you have a clearer view of everything, and you can actually see the screen in high definition, or full high definition, sorry, full HD. Sadly not 4K, but we'll live. I still watch some videos in 720p, mainly because that's usually the automatic. But even so, I don't mind. It's not too jarring. It's when it gets to 360p and 244 or 240 and 144p is when it really becomes abuse to your eyes. Although to be quite frank, there are some pieces of technology that is more jarring than 144p. But I don't mind 16-bit so much because of that, because it still has that clarity. Sure, the quality is shit, but at least it doesn't try to meet down the middle. Because it makes, when you meet down the middle, it becomes jarring between the 16-bit and 8-bit quality with the high definition qualities. It's just jarring when it's down the middle. I hate it. Your walls, hey Zeph. There we go, we managed to read it without doing it, without like dying ourselves. They're relaxing. I wonder who's actually snoring during this video, because yeah, I hear snoring. I don't think it's just me who's hearing this while the pop noises are happening. Been getting into more Tetris lately. That's been cool. Yeah. I wanna get the T-spin triples eventually. Bejeweled also. I have like interest on, if there's like a championship for Bejeweled, I'm all down for it. I'm happy to do a Bejeweled championship. I just hope that my opponent is not Boo Piper or wait, is Joel Bejeweled core still an ongoing Bejeweled player, or has he retired? I know Boot Piper is far from being retired from Bejeweled. He holds quite a couple of records and he's pushing for some of them. It'd be incredible if you can get, I saw his 30 million Ice Storm choke on that game. He got over 30 million Lightning with a 31 times multiplier. That's absurd. Like, as I explained it, like, playing Boo Pipe is like playing a person on two hands. And he mains the mouse and keyboard setup. Not even touchscreen, although he does play touchscreen when it comes to the money version of was it Bejeweled Champion website. It's from a website. Good as know for sure I'm not wanting to go against him. If I see that name, I am not gonna click accept. That's Babu Piper is hypercube solving is absurd. His cascades are incredible. You would practically need to break both of his hands in order to even have a chance, because he's good on both. He's an like, it's ambidextrous, really. Especially on touchscreen as well, that's even more frightening when he does that. The multi-swap, he can get that timing just right, especially with mouse and keyboard. Because you can multi-swap and it will still count towards your cascade, or even you can do 2 moves at the same time to higher your chances of getting a hypercube, which clears a certain color. I think combining 2 hypercubes together is quite overrated, because especially when you have more than 2 hypercubes, that becomes more of a deficit, because you're essentially down. You lose all those hypercubes which you could have used as saving chances from earlier. Sure, it takes up more space, but it's kind of like having a totem of undying. You need to have one of those hypercubes if you're in a sticky situation, and especially in classic mode as well. Lightning mode is impossible to top out, because they will always give you available moves and they can't let you switch. So you can actually make some predictable cascades too. It's just time gems that are luck based. I think for classic mode, the RNG can get quite brutal at times. As early as stage 10 was when RNG can start kicking you down quite a lot, and having a hypercube becomes almost essential on some levels. In fact, probably all levels above 20, it would be very essential to have like a hypercube. But dual games, especially classic, which is why Blue Piper favors Lightning and Ice Storm, although he doesn't really shy away from any other mode. Like, he can still do fairly well in a classic. There's a lot of points still to be up for grabs when doing classic mode. Yeah, classic games can last for weeks. I remember going through my US trip, and that took the duration of the US trip and some more once I came back from the UK. This was at the time when I still used Discord quite actively, and had a few members that were from the US that were a few states nearby. I'm not gonna say which states, because some of the states is quite small, so it may be easier to identify a person. So, but yeah, it was nice. For me, the first time, like when going to America, it's always like just like a bit of an adrenaline rush when you see how many things are on the stores and you just buy whatever. Nowadays though, there are a lot more variety in the UK shops, but mainly were imports from the US. Quite wacky. That was incredible. That was glorious. It was brilliant. Hello, just got home from school as well. Yeah. Sorry if I'm like not reading some of the messages. It's just that like I don't want to risk it. I try not to risk things too much, especially when you're far in. If you notice from my 6K run that I did yesterday, I completely stopped communicating with the chat and just went on my own podcasts, in a sense. Which I could do, because let's just say the Osu stream that I had on Tuesday last Tuesday I should have played something, but actually didn't play anything at all. I didn't play anything. It was all just chat. It's brilliant. I'm not gonna go as far back as the MP days or Pocket Edition days, which is now Bedrock now. I used to play quite a lot of Pocket Edition. I don't really need to go into too much depth because I already went through this in great detail. But something I will say is that, like, that was when I met my first Discord group on my Dragon Slayer account, the one that I'm trying to recover right now. It was brilliant because just communicating with other people who also were very into Minecraft PE at the time. I was very, very competitive when it came to kill records. I wanted to get, like, anything below 10 is pretty bad. Like, anything below 10 is below average, sorry. Anything below 6 is bad for me at the time. Anything 12 or higher is great. 14 is amazing. But yeah, it's all good. Oh my goodness me. Alright. Kept it controlled. We're still alive. Somehow. Potato Squad, Pizza Squad, dogs. I think if you like search up like pizza, he still does Minecraft Pocket Edition, which is now Bedrock, as I said. He's still going strong with the Bedrock Edition games. He's still fairly decent at some other games, although he's more of a Bed Wars player now. But yeah, he was a pretty decent survival games player. Always consistent. Who then I think there was also a person named Dylan. He had like initials at the end of the name, but also very, very good. Although, like, now looking back, he was a bit inconsistent, but in the games that he does good, he does very, very well. As in, half of the lobby well is brilliant. Huh? What are you hurrying me for? Mind your own business. He's probably really confused on like the road of blocks that are in the way. It's basically a motorway but with gaps. Like this is literally an equivalent on like driving a motorway. This is like Minecraft's equivalent of like driving a motorway. It's monotonous. It's so easy to like just kind of doze off. Really. But I feel like this... Actually no, this probably isn't worse than driving, because when you're driving on the motorway there is like real chance of death. But you experience the stiffness. because for the most part your body doesn't really move that much. Maybe for like a few sections where like you want to stretch your bodies a little bit. Your bodies. Your body, just singular, a bit during jumps. Just gets quite stiff. I can only understand a fraction of my mum's pain though when it comes to driving on the motorway. This makes me more convinced that I will, like right now, I am not ready to go long term on motorways because this will probably, I think stiffness is gonna let me down so much. And let's not forget, there are other cars on that motorway with you, so sometimes the variables that you go up against aren't even from you. Variation can be good creatively, but when trying to make a product, it can lead to inconsistencies if you have variation. Sometimes variation is good, sometimes variation is bad, and you may want to favor consistency a bit more. That's the thing with products. The more varied it is, the harder it is to be consistent in making the same quality. That sounds quite bleak. Actually, that probably sounds a little bit too real, if I'm to be quite frank. It sounds too real. It hits way too close to home. Are you guys enjoying this still? Just like a bit of a sanity check in between all of this conversation. I didn't do this last time because I just rambled off. But we play tanks as one of my specialist topics to talk about currently. Mainly because I've been into it for quite a while. OSU wise, like, I don't really have much to talk about OSU either, other than the OWC that I explained last run. Mainly because probably after this I'm gonna be like on and off, mostly on. I'm gonna be grinding a 1K map. This is kind of like in my head, just like try to justify that trying to break the two-factor authentication on Discord is a lot harder than doing an RNG 1K on us. It's 1 in a million. The likelihood I will get through within this year is 25%. Over 2022 would be 50%-ish. And then 2-year anniversary would be for 2 years straight of like trying to do 2 FA automation would be 75%, which is still meh odds considering how much time you're taking. I just kind of hope I wanna, if I can get this like account back, because it means so much sentimental value to me. Most of the stories I've just told all linked to all links to my Discord account that I'm trying to recover. It's 5 years almost. 5 years in December 26. I may not even be able to make it for its 6-year anniversary either. But by then, I'm not sure if Discord might even survive. By then, we just never know. Crazier things have happened. Let's just hope the downfall of Discord to not be one of them. Because that'd be kind of sad, knowing that you come back and knowing it's kind of like Interstellar, where like you travel to a planet, but like 1 year on that planet is 20 years in another. So by the time you come back to that planet, everyone that you knew from that generation is already dead. That's time dilation, and the tragedy of it. Sure, you get to experience new technology, but at what cost? Supernatural abilities doesn't come without a cost, whether it's tangible or intangible, or direct or indirect, or visible or invisible, whether it's on you or on others. Just kind of like everything else in the world, like there is always a double-edged sword to each action. When there's a action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Some people choose to ignore it, some people may not even spot it. Some actions, they'll always go 50-50. And whatever goes round, comes round. Like I've noticed, like a lot of the time, especially recent months, I've been falling back onto my 2016-2017 just moods. Because I overthink things so much, but also like at times go way too deep on my own thoughts. Maybe peeling layers that should not be peeled. Sure, it's nice to have like an in-depth conversation on something, but when one topic goes too deep to crawl back, it's hard to just, go on the rest of your day feeling happy. It's rough too, because and it's no different to any other year, but like you have your fair share of like people who scream into their mic or try to irritate others, and then you have the complete opposite of the spectrum where like 13 to 14-year-old people on Discord are like having crises. It's actually extreme, like the duality between the two moods and emotions and two types of personalities. It's actually almost borderline depressing thinking about it, especially when you like try to comfort them. Like it's not like some mood that you could just like, oh, just leave it, like, it's fine, because it'll always come back. Things that are unsettled will be settled eventually, and sometimes when you leave it for too long, it gets settled the hard way. where some situations age like fine wine and others age like rotten milk. It's rough. Like, it's honestly rough. It's sad too because I don't like seeing people fight over that either. I know that's obviously something that's inevitable and borderline naive of me to say, but like, no one really benefits of drama. There may be a winning side, there may be a losing side, there may be pride in not being. But there'll most certainly be damage on both ends. Which is why I also hate choosing sides either. I just hate it. If it's something serious, it's like something that I just lean towards. But if it's just like mini roles and like, it's crazy how fickle some friendships can be. One day we're all up in arms and the next day we're all in each other's throats. It just sucks. Luckily, I've never been in a situation where like I've witnessed like some serious shady things, like the things that you see on like drama on YouTube, where people talk about being cancelled for this serious crime, when in actuality that's not being cancelled, that's just being exposed. That's just being exposed for something. Like, being exposed for something is a lot more serious than being cancelled. That's for sure. That is definitely for sure. Because in all the cases that people have been exposed on doing it, it's always negative. It's always bad for whoever is exposed. And sometimes it's very, very... It's sometimes downright disgusting at some points. But like, when people are cancelled, half the time, in fact, half the time is almost innocent, or something that they can possibly change. Sometimes easier than others. But I think it's hard because like on the internet, like, people don't give you the benefit of the doubt for small things. But it's kind of strange that it's a very vocal minority. I'm aware of this from the point that I'm about to say, but like quite a lot of the vocal minority, which is sad when I have to mention vocal, give benefit of the doubt for some of the most dire and serious of matters. I'm trying to not... Whenever like I talk about situations that are serious, I don't try make strong words like disgusting. Although sometimes it's even hard to hold back on some of those situations. Cheap Breaker Minecraft I can be reminded of. I know this is not related to Discord or Twitter, but Cheap Breaker, with all the crypto mining and exposure of people, or people's personal information as well, photos, privacy, that blows. and that probably didn't do well. That probably didn't do well for the start of like anti-cheat clients for Minecraft. That didn't help. I think nowadays like the anti-cheats in Minecraft are more trustworthy. I wouldn't say 100% foolproof because it's still, you still have to trust the person who has made the client or is like running everything in the background to be responsible. There's that. Anyway, before I phase out back to like other things, yeah. It's like going on a cobweb trail from the cancel culture and explosions to just like Discord, really. Like one last thing with like other things with like in terms of like Discord arguments and Discord drama between people and falling out of different friendships. It's, as a person who tries to just talk with both, because I don't, as I said, I don't like picking sides. I always will try and make the situation 50-50 as possible for some of the more falling out of people moments. It's not essentially that anybody has done anything wrong or like seriously wrong, but it's just been a falling out of different friendships. I've like being a Discord moderator for another server back when Exnostoria was around about 500,000 or 250,000, in between those two stages. I've seen some relationships just break down on the spot. Some of which are people that are older than me at that time. Some people were older. And it hurts because mentioned before, friendships are fickle and you just never know when things are about to break down. In fact, we almost had one between like this community as well with all the active players, but luckily that got sorted out, resolved quickly. It's mainly the people that were involved with the situation that would fix it themselves. They didn't manage to go over too much. I think it was like one serious conversation on the Discord servers, like one massive argument. But it's nice like just to see like on the voice chat people settling the situation by themselves. That's why I'm really happy with like the community that I've got right now. It's not big, and sure we're not all active. But I'm just happy like we can all like, you know, hear each other out and you know, express ourselves a bit. And this is like heartwarming to say at least. Definitely. Anyway, enough of like depressing Discord stories. That would probably be better if I start talking about some lighthearted ones instead. Like, for example, back in Exnostora's Discord, this was like the start of when I got really active on VC, because I never really liked. I've expressed a couple of times this year about not really liking the text level up system, because TLDR, people say hi, they say hi, another person say hi, the conversation goes nowhere, someone says some joke and everyone goes 300 lols. But like the conversations don't really go anywhere. Plus it feels so disjunct between each message because you have to wait. It doesn't have that same flow with VC. Now I can understand if you're like shy on VC because like VC is not for everyone. That's something I'm aware. Like I've seen quite a lot of time where like people are mute where they use text chat, and that's still better than nothing because like as I've proven this stream or some of the couple streams as well, is that as long as someone comes up with a topic that has like somewhat of a big depth, like a VC can easily like carry a topic around and make a cobweb out of it, like a cobweb style conversation of it. It's brilliant how much things can carry on Discord. Me and Kano from the BTMC Discord, although we do sometimes talk on, or at least used to talk sometimes on DMs before I lost access to my own account. Sorry to FA. But we've had like conversations go on for 4 hours when we started from just nothing or Osu, and then we went on food, and then from there we go from other topics, maybe like about science, philosophy, different sports, or like different like random wacky situations that we come on top of our head. It's like, what if this and this happened? The what if situations, or what happens if I did this and this, and we overcomplicate things quite a lot. But it's just honestly a blast, just seeing where this roller coaster goes with a lot of things. Robo, like when we had some of our conversations about OC maps and like different cultures really, in Romania and also in the UK, different things that happen in each other's countries. That was fun. Even though it was late at night for me, and actually to be fair, it was like 4 AM for Robo some of the time during the summer. It's just yeah, it was mad. Oh man. Then like with Haz and Resilva, that was great too. It was, yeah, being those things. Shatega also, when we were like talking about just random Osu stuff. I think apart from Robo, Shatego would not hold back on roasting. It's like a freak of nature. It's brilliant. Newballs, which I think he was in the chat earlier, if I read his name correctly. Him with Julie, Citron, oh my goodness me! Anyway, but like me with Newballs, Julie, Citron, Darkens, which I actually seen. I think he uploaded a 17th birthday video, I think. Kinetic Dragon and Salamence. I have a lot to say about Kinetic Dragon, aka Jeremy, but we will go back to him later, that's for sure, if we get time. Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was more of a relaxing experience, really. More of the softer conversations, really. And even now that, before I had my account not active anymore, I'm still trying to retrieve it. I'll be back whenever I can. I hope the luck is by my side, really. Yeah. even though I like have very infrequent chats on the Tapo Discord, whenever like I'm aware Capo, he'll be doing fine. He'll do fine with like VC, I'm sure, with other people. I'm sure he'll do fine with VC, and I'm sure like the Tapo server is doing great. But in the conversations that I've had with Capo, because usually that's usually when it starts, is when Capo is usually active on VC, from what I see. Although I'm aware other people are also active, but on my time zone where I'm at, usually Capo is the first person I see. Not Tapo, not to be confused with the YouTuber Tapo, but Capo with the K. Just replace the T with the K. Yeah, I honestly, like, I don't know how the Capo's conversations are the ones that I understand the least. Like, I honestly don't understand how our conversations can last hours to start in the afternoon. By the time it's dinner, I have to go. That's usually during the weekends, really. Because it wasn't summertime at all. Where was that? But man, it was a blast. I can't even remember a fraction on what we talked about with Capo. It's that random. And even if I do explain it, I feel like it won't make any context, or I won't even be able to provide the context. I don't think I'll be able to provide the context if I can. It's just... And even so, even if I do provide the context, I don't think I will even understand the context. I don't think I'll even understand it. It's... yeah. Inzadu balls. Kinetic Dragon though, and Salamence. Man, I've got a lot to talk about. We've played each other on Digital Chess before. Not like chess.com. Back, like, not even when the chess craze happened. Back in 2018, we did like a chess tournament over the board. It was funny. That actually sounded like a Tommy in it title. God damn it. But like, it was... But like, seriously, it was great fun. We do some random stuff. Yeah, and we actually played in time zone together while I visited the Philippines as well. That was cool. That was cool. Back in 2018. Man, that's 3 years ago. That's 3 years ago, damn. But crazy scenes when it happens. We usually talk about things in the Philippines. It's like morning for like Kinetic. When like the rooster comes up in the morning, the cockcrow, the classic cockcrow. You can never ignore that cockcrow. That's something that you cannot ignore. Brilliant. The first time we encountered each other, this was back when everything was still named Dragon Slayer. Now, literally only my Discord and my Twitch channel is called Dragon Slayer. Back when we first met, when his name was Kinetic Dragon, my name was Dragon Slayer, we just had like a big banter, just like who's gonna kill who, and we just drove ourselves into madness, and the whole Tapo VC was all for it. It was insanity. We're just young teenagers just messing around with our own IGNs nonetheless. Minecraft was fun. 2v2s was alright too. We actually won a Hypixel UHC together. Also a Hypixel UHC with Vertice and Reggen. I'm not sure about it. Or Rapgen, that's it, Rapgen. We played the UHC, Hypixel UHC. We still had the only reason why we won though is because we had 3 people left, and we had 3 people still on our team, so we killed the person in Diamond. Luckily his enchants weren't that great, it was only Prot 1. Most of the lobby was undergeared like us, so it was fine. Back in Star's Discord again, people like Archie, you have Luck, Val, Turton, aka Jack, Derp, Star Shooter, Warp, 2FA, or FA plays, Sadistic, aka Nick, Icy Turtle, who was actually one of the first to go inactive. Trying to remember who I can. There was also Agent Nick. I think Agent Nick actually messaged me the other day before I lost my access to my own Discord account. He was the person who created like private custom UHC lobbies, and because he was like he was creating his own UHC server. Though very small, it was still cool to have those decorations in between. It was still very cool. The little things that count. Also, by the way, world record. We've broken world record. I didn't notice that, but hey ho. But yeah, Nick hosted a lot of the UHCs, especially during our 72 hour long rotation VC. We had 5 people from different parts of the world, 1 from Asia, 1 from the NA, 1 from Europe, actually 2 from Europe because it was me and FA. I can't remember who the other one was. But yeah, it was still sick. Locke, she introduced me to Bandori back when it came out. Idol Stars as well, went back when it also came out, and I played a bit of Bandori back in 2017 to 2018. That was great. That was like my first exposure to rhythm games until I got very into OC. Even though I joined the account on 2016, I didn't really get fully into it until the end of 2017 to 2018. Me and Archie, we both like play a lot of OC, exchange for other games as well. He was actually a higher rank than me at one point, and then I overtook him, and then I just kept my interests in and tight. It was amazing. I had an aspiration that like a lot of the community, a lot of the small community who plays OSU will be top players later down the line. Robo probably would be a big one. Sup, Boga, Wahakon would be big ones. Lightai. I'm trying to remember who else as well. Those would be the big ones for me. Especially Boga, he's nearly at 3 digit. I'm surprised he's gone unnoticed too. Wahakon maybe popping off sometime soon. So yeah, exciting stuff. Robo finally got rid of Horrible Kids. Don't take that out of context. It's a song by Set It Off. They're also the same person or same band who created Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. It'd be cool. Although a dream is only a dream. It's very, very rare to have that dream become a reality, and that's what makes a dream a dream. It hasn't come true until it does. In that case, a dream doesn't become a dream; it becomes reality. Although at the same time, there's like a quote from like Leicester City's coach back when they were winning the Premier League. During their run, Ranieri, I think that was it. Claudio Ranieri. But yeah, he mentioned about like saying that like I don't want to wake up, I want to continue to dream. It's because like, which to be fair, that's a good point, because like reality, like in reality's boring. That what makes dreams so fun. They're idealistic, but that's just it. They're just a dream. In an ideal world, it would work, but it's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, and nothing lasts for long. That's why we make the most out of what we have, and we persevere. We'll struggle until we can struggle no more. By the way, 7k, so we've broken another K barrier. Realistically, I don't think we'll make it 10k today. 7k was probably an idealistic goal because we've been, well, really a realistic goal for today, because the last time we've like skipped a K barrier was from 3,000 to 5,000, so we skipped the 4k barrier. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen here. If I have to be quite frank, I don't think it's gonna happen here. But what that tells me is that the run that I was just about to upload is now out of date. But I'm still gonna upload it and then upload this a few days later, just to let the things that I said in the 6k run settle in. I might, like, if I do fail to get 10k today, then I might try it either tomorrow or Wednesday. Actually, wait a minute. Yeah, it's gonna be Tuesday tomorrow. I always lost track of days. I almost lost track of a date. We're still in October, right? No, I'm just kidding. Like, I'm not gonna be that far out in sync. Maybe on the off day I will be, but I won't be a month out of sync. Most of the time, and most of the time won't be. Like, very rarely will I be off sync by an entire year. It's brilliant. Yeah, you've basically heard most of the Discord backstory right now. There's also, we also used to do karaoke's, not on X Nostora's Discord, quite a lot on King Anna's Discord, back when she was doing some Reddit and Discord, and yeah, Discord reacts and try not to laugh videos. She had like a Discord server, and there was a constant karaoke. If I remember correctly, I don't know if they still do this now. I can't check until I get it back, but they called the karaoke the Awoo Radio. The Awoo Radio. I don't know why I said awuru. That's one extra W. But yeah, it was fun. Like, expectations were not high, because every now and then we have other singers, but the singers there are quite good. I'd say Osu Idol status, probably. Some even more, but a lot of it is elevated by their instrumentals as well. Not as in like instrumentals as in backing track, as in piano instrumentals, guitar instrumentals. It's sweet. I still remember that one guy. I think his name was Tank. He had quite a soothing, sully voice, and he did like a acoustic guitar instrumental, and that was fun. He appeared a few times. There was also like what's it? I think Anime Soul also did that when they had their own group. Back when I had Dansu and like Drew. Actually no, Drew's from like the Dark Cherry Mystery server, I think. I still don't know if they are active. They are active like once in a blue moon. The VC. But like every now and then they will explode to +10, so double digit amount of people in VC. And from there it's like it's a cluster of people. That being said, like as long as it wasn't multis, all the conversation were very well controlled. Like all the conversations are very well controlled when it does get into hectic amounts. Unlike Tap on Extraterrestrial, when numbers are very high and everyone's talking, it just doesn't work out. Like, sorry to break the ice, but it's not as civil. Especially when it takes one person for things to really go off the rails. Mainly from irritation. Mainly from people irritating each other, or people who are below 13. Yeah. It's a mess. I'm trying to verify. It's very like I would say like I wasn't a person who do like verification on whether you're 13. I would usually have someone else call. I'd usually have someone else that I message to deal with the +13 issue, because asking for someone's age can get very weird, especially when they're like 13-ish. It's still weird. It's not like they'll have an ID or an official ID, like a driving license. And passport is way too personal too. In fact, of the methods of identification that you would use normally is too personal. And the only way you do it is just by trust and discussion. It's weird. Like I think my interests on like taking a moderator job on any other social media website probably has dipped to 0, because I like, you know, I have my fun. It was fun to moderate, even if I'm not the one banning people. Just like trying to get VC active and organizing a lot of VC chats was great. Because like being a moderator, it's not all about like doing the mutes or bans. You don't have to be strict. Like yes, you can. Yes, like yes, you can have a server with very strict zero tolerance rules, but if no one's enjoying the server, then what's the point? You just let people just be them, and like they're still young at the end of the day. Like I won't criticize them like for what they do in the past or now. Still fine. If they do something messed up, probably call them out right then and there just so that they would learn. But like if it's not too serious and something that you can just fix over time, you don't really need to have like a massive scolding. Just let them be young. Maybe if they get like, especially when like people get very overexcited, which probably causes people the most annoyance when people get overexcited about stuff. It's something that they can tone down a bit over time. You just gotta have that very good aura around you. As long as you're calm, everything will take care of itself. Kind of like what I like to do whenever it comes to VCs though, is just like try, like if I just see someone like not speaking, I'll just like try introduce them to the conversation. If they're muted and they want to stay muted, that's fine too. Like it's their decision to stay muted. I can understand that. Although like just as long as it's not like the other situation where me and Fred were in a VC and 8 other people just listening silently without a word. 2 of them were unmuted, but they just didn't speak. That's great. Also 8K. So we did manage to skip a K barrier. So that comment aged very poorly within 10 minutes of me saying it. Yeah, Discord is... I love Discord memories. I love fun, amazing memories to be. It's... I guess like moving on from like Discord, like Twitch was like the next thing that happened, and yeah, I explained a lot of my thank yous and like gratefulness for everything back on my 1K special and my 500 and 200 followers. Even though I'm not as active now, it's still cool. And we've been flickering around 1.5, but I still haven't planned on what I'm gonna do for that, to be frank. I guess setting world records was one of them, but that was more of a personal goal for me. And the multi didn't really go the best. Like I was stuck on multi for about 40 minutes before someone else joined. That's cool. Also like thank you to Sup who joined in as well, helping me with the lobby. Although one of the messages from that multi was annoyed at Sup, which I guess is understandable. Like it's I'd say it's a acquired taste, kind of like a lot of other personalities. It's an acquired taste. If you hate a person, like fine, as long as you're not being too. As long as you're not, like you could say it to a person, just don't be too over aggressively vocal about it. And of course don't go to the point of witch hunting the person. That's a big no-no. That is a very big no-no. Yeah, the multi went alright. It was good. My stream game was actually pretty decent compared to my jumping game. I missed quite a lot of my jumps. Yeah, it was great. Back to like the follower specials as well, and Twitch. Like Twitch in particular, like it's one thing to watch a streamer's perspective and be in with the experience. It's another thing to be the person being the insinuator of that experience. It's one thing to experience it, it's another thing to be as an experience. It's I felt I've gone through both sides, even though it's quite small. Like there's a lot of things that I wouldn't be able to do if I wasn't streaming. There's some things that I would do even though I wasn't streaming, but it's quite a fair bit which I wouldn't be doing if I wasn't streaming. We actually, one of the main memories I have, like back when we started this channel early, was the Project Blossom, which was just like creating our own bouquet, community effort bouquet, and gave it to my mother for Mother's Day. That's quite cool, and it was great. All the raids as well, from various top players, various top players from OC. Yeah, it's been incredible. Be able to interact with different people. Kairu, definitely main one. Doomsday, Raffus, Freddie Benson back when I started too. He was one of the first. Zuti, Aza as well. Aza from earlier. I'm trying to remember who else. Mazarin. I'm not sure about Browek, but I have communicated and talked to him a few times on Twitch chat and on OSU. Especially when I was attempting his map on Hikari and I choked twice in front of him. A high-act choke on Nomad and a high-act choke with high combo on Hard Rock. It was sad because it took so many tries to replicate that run, because I failed the Hard Rock run and I missed the Nomad run. It's now one of my 300s now, which I guess that's a caveat. But it took 300 attempts, and that is including quick tries, sorry, because in the website it doesn't include tries that I immediately missed. Yeah, just interacting and just talking to everyone, not as like streamers but as like people, because like at the end of the day, like even if you're popular, oh yeah, Cthulhu as well. Cthulhu. This was actually the exact point that I talked about with Cthulhu when I talked to him a few times, is that like even if you're like a streamer, at the end of the day they're just people, and like it's just nice to talk to them just normally, not as like just fanboying about their different content, or I like this kind, I like this content. It's just like normal daily life conversations that you do on the daily. Just getting to know more of reality. Touch on wood, for all I could imagine. Touch grass probably is another phrase too. But yeah, it was just amazing. Chewy Wolf as well. Yeah, he's a very chill person. And kind of like Crapple or Crappe, which is cafe but slightly different. Yeah, very chill person. Quite enjoy his highlights, but yeah, Like he has his own things that he would like to be doing. Yeah, it's certainly surreal to just talk to everyone. And yeah, those 2 years of like streaming, 2019 and 2020, was one of my best years of my life. It's like tied with 2016, 2017, 2018 era, where like this is more like Twitch was more of a surreal experience, and the Discord 2016 to 2018 was more of a personal experience and also personal growth too, because a lot of things that happened in 2016, especially 2016 2017, like shaped up to I am, and how I approach things online, and generally just approach people online too. But like one thing that the main difference I had between Twitch and Discord is that I never showed my face. I never even, other than like exception with Jeremy, which I also didn't really show my face that much until I showed my face for the first time on stream using a mirror of all things, which is where the mirror sort of phenomenon happened. Yeah, I never really showed my face. I was often very private about my life, and yeah, I like with most stories I'm usually quite vague. Back then I was extremely self-conscious on like what I put out there and what I considered to be interesting stories, and like usually most of the time it's just school stuff, typical school stuff, maybe food. Definitely not to the depth of conversations that we have now. The only thing that probably would be more in depth was like the amount of like philosophical and like sometimes I would argue even cryptic but wholesome messages. Yeah, it's just amazing just how far we've come, and yeah, even though 2021 hasn't been the best of years, I'm still glad it still happened anyway, because it gave me the one remaining thing that I didn't have before, since I started like adulthood, as you may say, is life balance. I never had that before. I actually struggled to have that before, and like keeping my mentality and mood sane, to say speak. So it's just great to have that back. That being said, that entire length has had like a drizzle of 2016, 2017, 2018 Discord me. It's all inspirational, or all philosophical, or all like just deep in thoughts, whatever. I've actually been more deep in thoughts recently. A lot of reflection, really. And just like, what will I do in the future? It's just how it is, really. I think the fact that I've been like reflecting so much, and like just having that breather of 2 months, I can like have like a retrospect of everything that's happened this year. As eventful as it has been, it's always good to just take a step back I've never been against being just, you know, taking a breather every now and then. It's just because too much of anything is bad. That's something for sure. You always have to have something else. And this is like one of the only times where variation can be a good thing, because yeah, too much of the same thing, being repetitive over and over again is not fun. It's not fun in the slightest. It's not enjoyable. And like some things where you used to have, like, feel like you have some purpose, don't really have anymore. Being so deep into like different thoughts and different what ifs, because there's been a lot of like coincidences that have happened that led me up to right now, especially 2019 to 2020. There's a lot of things that could have not happened, then things that could have happened to lead me up to this point. And either whether I liked it or not at the time, or whether I was against it or for it, I can somewhat appreciate of what happened. I can appreciate everything, really, from start to finish, and it's just wholesome. And like, I'm really like reflecting everything back. It's just good old memories. I hope you guys are like you guys can have like a bit of nostalgia to yourself as well, because it's always nice. Especially when things get rough, it's always nice to have like those wholesome moments that you have with each other. Yeah, makes you comfort. If you don't have YouTube videos, at least you still have yourself and memories to go along the way. I'd cry for the moment where I would lose those memories, because that is when me doesn't become me, or me is not me anymore. All the experiences gone in a vanish. It would be very tragic. I was very downhearting, but we're far from that right now, and we're still alive and kicking. Our body is moving how we like it to. It may not be in the future, but we'll make things count as we can. Everything has a beginning and everything has an end, and that's what makes a story a story. Like, our story may be ongoing right now, but sooner or later there'll be an end, and there'll be a conclusion. Whether it'll be a happier conclusion or sad conclusion is yet to be foretold. I mentioned this like once, actually no, not once, quite a couple of times, mainly to Harren, because we were just going over our own philosophies before. But one of them was like something that I use quite often to describe life as a painting. Life is filled with lots of strokes, some mistakes, some not. But even if you don't like the path you're on, you can erase that path and pursue another one, and form a new image. Maybe not the intended image that you wanted before, but at least something else you could be proud of that is different. It may not be what you planned at the start, but it's what you produce in the future is what matters. Because your expectations, more likely than not, will not be met. Just never know. And let me know that whenever you finish that painting, you'll be in a long haul of paintings of life. And whenever you come back to that painting, you want to be proud of it. You want to be able to call it a masterpiece of your own work. More of a one of a kind sort of thing. Nice! 1k! Oh, not 1k, 10k. Okay, done. We actually did it. Damn. And I think with that, that is a good conclusion to end off. 10k has been reached. You know, when I built this the first time, when I was making this by hand, there was a bit of, even though this was my goal to get 5 digits, I never thought, actually no, that's a big understatement, or that's a big overstatement. There was a part of me that thought that this probably won't happen, and I won't pursue it in full. But I'm quite glad we did. And you know what, what a conversation to really get the 10k for. This whole conversation that I've had throughout has been a whole entire journey by itself, and yeah, it's just been nice to reflect things in full. Just proof. We're at 30. We're 30k and 10 blocks. The x coordinate was at 10 at the start. It's now 30k and 10. Vanilla integrated. That's awesome. That is actually awesome. 10k. And I think with that, I will retire from this category. I think 10k was my goal, and I got it. Yeah. We went from 5k to 10k in 2 days, which is insane. I don't think anybody's here, but let me just check.